live on air. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Arlene K. Unstoppable, first one here. Manners and respect, and thank you for being here. Darlene Walter Riley, thank you for being here. Shout out to the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, the truck drivers, the long distance truck drivers. Shout out to Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Go check the brother out. His channel is superb. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as they want good for themselves. It's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, 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 clap it up. Listen up. Big up for yourself, people, and thank you for being here. We have a couple of topics we're going to talk about this morning. I have a Dear SouFLoTV letter that I want to read, which I think, and I'm going to need your opinion on that. And we're going to talk about some other things. Somebody sent me something as well about prostate cancer surgery, but there's a lesson behind it that I think we all need to talk about. So that's where we're at this morning. Shout out to Sash. Thank you for being here. Steve Rudolph Jr., good morning. Dre Sebastian, good morning. Thank you for being here. Sir Alfred Benjamin, good morning. Thank you for being here. It's the freaking weekend, baby. Alicia, thank you for being here. Darlene Waltz, I said that already. Vicky Victory and Carolyn Scott, thank you for being here. In my cup this morning is lemon. I just squeezed a fresh lemon into a pot, drop the whole lemon in it, let it boil, throw it in my cup, and that's what I'm drinking this morning. I'm tired. I'm tired because I started working out again. Go to the beach. I went to the beach yesterday and did some runs, did some sprints and intervals. Back on my workout. All right. And soon the beard will disappear, the hair will disappear, and I will be a clean cut SouFlo in a short minute. So you'll see the changes, all these things. Big up to everybody, man, being here. Thank you, and come on in. Listen. Let's start off with my uncle, my crush, Dear SouFLo. All right. Anybody who come late, them I gonna miss. Okay. So this is from somebody. Let me not hold these people email up like that. All right. This is from one of my subscribers. It says, Dear SouFLo, I'm going to read as slow as I can so everybody gets it, and whoever gets in late can catch a piece of the action. But I'm going to need everybody's opinion on this. Leave your honest opinion so these people who write these things can read through what people honestly think. Don't make up no thing. All right? Let them know they're not alone, or let them know, say, you're all alone on that one. So, Dear SouFLo, here is my twisted story. I have a crush on my mother's youngest brother, which is my uncle. All my other uncles are much older, so I see them in a father figure type of way. But this uncle is closer to me in age, and I have always been attracted to him. It is twisted. It is twisted. You're right. I would make him my man or deal with him in a heartbeat, but my family would definitely not accept that. I have made advances towards him many times, and he laughs it off in a joking way. Most recently, this is a niece then talking about her uncle. I have made advances. Wait, let me back up. All my other uncles are much older, so I see them in a father figure type of way. But this uncle is closer to me in age, and I have always been attracted to him. I would make him my man or deal with him in a heartbeat, but my family would definitely not accept that. I have made advances towards him many times, and he laughs it off in a joking way. Most recently, we all gathered at a family function, and as I was going to use the bathroom, he was coming out. I timed him. I timed him. As he exited the bathroom, I don't know what came over me, but I used my hand to rub the front of his pants. I almost grabbed his junk. I was hoping he would return the favor and we could do something, but the house was crowded and he did not return the favor. This Anis, listen up. Your mother, brother. He did not return the favor though. What would I do? Let me save my opinion for later. Needless to say, the rest of the day there was very awkward. Thank God he did not blow me up in front of the family. If his wife knew if his wife knew, thank God he did not blow me up in front of the family. If his wife knew my intentions, she would definitely fight me because she is that type. She is a fighter. I have sent him fully nude pics on WhatsApp before of different body parts, but not my face. But he never responds. So if his wife knew my intentions, she would definitely fight me because she is that type. She is a fighter. I have sent him fully nude pics on WhatsApp before of different parts of my different body parts, but not my face. But he never responds. I flirt with him all the time and he flirts back. So I know he knows that I like him like that. Your uncle. Should I just come out and tell him, then see where it goes? Or should I just leave it alone? I know the idea of family being with each other in that way is taboo to many, but I honestly see no problem with it. Only the problem others would make it out to be. I know we could never be a real couple, but I think we can have something. Like you always say, Souflo, like me always say, draw me into this. Like you always say, Souflo, leave your comments and tell what you think about this one. My name is blank, but please don't say my name. And tell your audience not to judge too harshly because some of them are in the same boat I am in. They just won't talk about it. Peace. All right, so what y'all know another boat here? This kind of boat, this boat. May I try find another word to use? This bucket where I float down the sewage boat. Which of y'all in this kind of boat? Garfield Horton, thank you. I appreciate you greatly, man. Grand Rising. How old? She never said how old she is. So Bellies and Ice is asking how old is she. She never said. It didn't say anywhere in there how old she was. But when I read it, I've only read this twice. I read it once when I first got it, and then I was reading it to you again. I actually missed a couple of lines when I read it the first time. That part there where she said, I flirt with him all the time. No, back that up. That part there where she says, most recently we all gathered at a family function, and as I was going to use the bathroom, he was coming out. I timed him. As he exited the bathroom, I don't know what came over me. You know what come over you. I don't know what came over me, but I used my hand to rub the front of his pants. I almost grabbed his junk. I was hoping he would return the favor and we could do something with your family members there even, huh? But the house was crowded and he did not return the favor. Me no know. The age doesn't speak to me in this because you have some people out there that are big people, what we consider big people, you know, 40s, 50s, them kind of thing, their 30s, and they're doing the same thing. Where it for some of us would be like, this sound like one like a young girl, sound like picnic, sound like some 17, 18, 19-year-old, something like that. I don't know. They didn't say what their age was. Reading, I would think this person is older though. Not older as in old, but older as in this is a grown person I'm reading. But you never know. You never know. Tanya Ann Campbell Brown says her behavior towards her uncle is disgusting. Here's my opinion. She want me talk, me I go talk. All right. So this whole being attracted to your uncle kind of thing. Now, there are people in your family that you are going to find attractive. Let's be for real. You just be like, damn, my cousin fine as hell, or damn, my sister fine as hell, or but you don't look at it with that kind of a look, like me want piece of that. You know what I'm saying? You normally would look at it like it's a family member that look really good. Yeah, like for my sister now, me would have said, yeah, me know she hurt up enough man head out there because she look good. I'm a sister. She hurt up enough man head out that she not hurt up my head because I'm not looking at her in that way. Yeah. But when you take it that next step where you start lusting after your own family member and having these things in your head about you want to be with your own family member, especially somebody so close, that's weird. That's straight up weird vibes. Little nastiness, that is what she is. Straight up. I'm trying to adjust these lights because I don't know why we so dark in here this morning. Yeah, but that's straight up weird vibes. Am I wrong or right? And it's not as common as she thinks. That deviancy is not acted on by regular people. That's what I'm saying. You look at your family member, you're like, yeah, them look good. Yeah, sister, go on with things. Watch out, sister body shapely, man. But y'all got me, if me now meet my sister, me probably I say, watch out, yo, damn man, you get thicker and look how you round up on them thing there. But I'm not looking at her like, damn, look how you round up on them thing there. It's a difference. There's a difference. Yeah. This is her mother's brother. It gets no closer than that as far as family blood ties goes. It gets no closer than that. This is her mother's your mother brother, my girl. No man no want you out there. Is there a shortage in your life? I'm trying to figure out how you get to but she said she's always liked him and they grew up. She grew up around him. And she has always had this thing for him because he's younger in age and closer to her age group. That's not an excuse. And then you're a big woman now, right? And he has a wife. So this uncle now pursue you. You're a big woman. I'm willing to bet this uncle is not pursuing you. He has a wife. And you're still willing to take those chances. Even when she said that the wife is a fighter. She said if the wife find out her intentions, she would probably fight her, right? Because she's that type of person. And you still willing to risk it? Forget the fact that you're way out of bounds because this family member is so close in blood relation. Forget that. The man have a wife or will fight you. It's something you don't want your family to find out about because she said in the letter that she would be embarrassed and she was hoping and lucky him never bust her out in front of the family or whatever. I guess some of these family reunions ain't really, there's more to it than just family reunions. Time for cousin and cousin catch up and make dozen. Something is very warped in her mind. Something is very warped in her mind. When I first read it, I was thinking it was going to say, oh, he had molested me at one point before. And then I was getting ready to get on her side and be like, yeah, like how grooming goes. When an older man might groom or a family member that's not supposed to might start groom a youngin in the family and then they groom them all the way to where they start molesting them and then having relations with them. I thought that was going to be a part of that story, but it's not. This is totally the other way around. This is her making advances purposely towards her mother's brother. Purposely. Woman out there complain about how them uncle rape them off or how them uncle molest them or touch them inappropriately. And here you are begging for your uncle basically to touch you inappropriately. I think one of the parts she said something about when she was coming from the bathroom or he was coming from the bathroom and she timed him from the bathroom, use the bathroom, he was coming out. She put it in parentheses, I timed him. So she watched him go to the bathroom. She decided that this is a moment. Squeeze up in the hallway when him a come out, rub upon him, feel up in pants front. Your uncle? And then when you did that, the uncle said nothing to you or to anybody else. It's all weird. It's all weird. I am willing to bet that this uncle knows her full intention. I'm willing to bet that this uncle knows. This uncle looked like, I don't know him, probably even starting to entertain the idea of the possibility of. Because my niece couldn't do that. If I'm coming from the bathroom, she better not be nowhere near the bathroom. I'm the kind of person like this. If we passing in the hallway or in any small space, me not pass no man in a no small space like this. I scoot sideways for pass, and his back turned to me, and me I go rub my front pan him bottom to pass him. No, me's a man will turn my back to him too, and me I go rub my back pan feet back to pass if the space that tight. So it's the same principle I use if it's my family member. Space tight and we have to pass. So I don't understand how she get to the point where she rub pants front and all these things that she do. One grab it, and that's your mother's brother. And he didn't tell anybody or say anything. I would have had to say something. I would have had to have said something. I can't imagine how uncomfortable he must have felt if at the first time she did that, and how shocked he must have been, because you don't go to a family gathering for that. And how do you deal with that if you are caught? Imagine if another family member saw that and then bust it out. No, you're an uncle and you're going to be looked at as you're trying to seduce your niece, because that's naturally the way how it's looked at. Darky35 says, I think he should say something. Tony and Campbell Brown says he needs to put a stop to it. Tell the family. What would you do? Or what do you suggest that either the uncle does or she does? In the meantime, while you're typing in your suggestions for both of them, well, the uncle probably won't know, but she will know. She's the one that wrote in. This is my suggestion. If I was the uncle, I would confront her about it. Yo, listen, me see I have a little thing I go on where, you know, this eye thing I steer flirtingly, and the other day when we come out of the bathroom and you are going there, me see your hand do a thing there, hey, look, me not in a them kind of something here. Like, be upfront and straight, raw, brawling, just to the point. There is no nicing up, nothing like this. There's no cutting around the bush with nothing like this. You can't pretty this up. You can't play with this. And next thing you know, you end up somewhere where you wasn't supposed to end up and start looking at yourself in the mirror like, blows on skirt, how me do that? You understand? So you have to just kill this and kill it hard. No pun intended, but kill it hard. Like, right, that's all, done. If she continues to do what she is doing, Ross, she said she's sending nude pictures, right? There's a part I flirt with him all the time, and he flirts back, or so she think that he flirts back. You know, some people, you're looking in their general direction and they think that you're flirting back with them because they're flirting. I used to say what's up to a guy I work with every morning, but I'm on one end of the hallway and it's a long hallway, he's on the other end. So I used to just hail him up by waving. I never said anything, but I wonder, like, why I never wave back or anything like that. And we didn't really speak throughout the day at work. Come to find out, like a long time after, the brother wears some thick glasses. So he used to like hide his glasses and only put them on like when he really have something to do on the job. So he really wasn't seeing me down there, but me I have like these kind of like, yo, that boy that funny, cause yesterday I say hi. To them, I wave and I say morning and him going like him don't see me. These people funny, so I'm not even gonna talk to him. Come to find out the brother really has eye issues. Some people think you're flirting when you're looking in that general direction, but you're not really even looking focused on them. You can't tell if them hold up 4 finger or 5 or their hands are doing like this, because you're kind of looking past them to other stuff that's around them kind of thing. But them swear say at them you are get energy, so they're giving energy back. And then her intentions already is to facilitate something, right? So everything is playing out in her mind like she need help. She need help. Her whole fantasy is playing out in her mind. I flirt with him all the time and he flirts back. Poor man probably don't even see you. But it's you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble. Or me, if I'm me or the uncle, my advice is stop it. No. Like, listen, me see it, don't do it. Done. Cut it out. And I would even go as far as letting another family member know, just in case. Because you know how people like to flip stuff when stuff hits the fan. When stuff hits the fan, you know, you're going to hear say, no, he might look me from me a little girl, and him come on to me, and she not going to stand up there and be brave and bold in front of the family and talk about, yes, I feel ashamed. I always felt this way about Uncle Roger, and I did make advances towards him, and so I would even go tell another family member that I trust. Listen, brother, I'll tell you something, but hold on upon it just in case anything happen. Nobody spread it around everybody cause a whole heap of issue in the family, right? So here we're going. You know, say, someone, my niece, yeah, she do a thing that like she push up herself for me. And you know your other family member gonna be like, what do you mean I push up yourself on no niece? Yeah, man, but no, listen to me. I come out of the bathroom the other day, a girl rub all my pants front and everything, and stare upon me like she want me. I tell you, and me already talk to her, and me already tell her, say me see what she do, and it's not going to work, and all this, me just don't want to bust it out. Me would I tell somebody else? That's my backup, my safety, just in case. Because everybody try to spin the story to make themselves look good when things go wrong, don't it? And she might be one of those that just fling him under the bus because they're about to fling her out the family. Bellies and Eyes says his reaction to her touching him was not good. He should have boxed with the hand. Yeah, she did. She said she didn't say anything about him boxing away the hand. But you know, the brother might have been in shock. Sometimes something happens to you and it happens so fast that you're left there like, what the? Some of them know she probably touched it in passing and she gone in the bathroom. And he's like, I was just, whoa, hold on there. You know? So you're not thinking box it away immediately because you're just not expecting something like this to happen, especially in a family setting. Especially in a family setting. So yeah, his reaction wasn't good. So that was my advice to him. My advice to her, stop. Stop. There's going to be a whole lot of embarrassment for you if you continue to pursue this, especially in the way that you're doing it. If you want, now listen to this part. If you want to tell your uncle to his face, tell your uncle to his face. So, you know, say, I've always found you attractive, uncle, so and so and so. Like, no, like really attractive. And me did I try and make advances towards you. Be brave. Now go around the thing and try for, how you call this now? Undercover detectives and other people like this, they do this to people and reel them into a situation. And then next thing you know, clap, caught, guilty, 10 years. A situation that you would have never messed with in another, you know what I'm saying? You when going out your way for something like this, you would have never messed with this, but somebody reel you in. What them call that again? Entrapment. This entrapment kind of way you're going about this is going to backfire big time. Plus it nasty. It's just plain up nasty. Let's say that. It nasty. So stop. If your uncle understands to tell you stop, me I tell you stop. If you can't resist me telling you stop, if you can't hear me telling you stop and you can't resist your urges, then deal with what comes after, because I'm sure nothing good now come out of that. I'm sure nothing good is going to come out of that. Yeah, so Souflo, she may have been previously abused or taken advantage of and is now highly sexualized in her behavior towards older men. That could be very true, but we don't know that. And she didn't put anything like that in the letter either, but it could be very true. Or maybe she just have these weird, because some people still like that, you know. Don't go around the thing. There are people that are cousins, married cousins, and everybody knows they are cousin them. And although everybody in the family is saying, yo, fire for that, you know, we don't like that, them still do it. Them still do it until the family even get used to it. It's like, yeah, man, that are Terry and that are David, and the two of them are cousin them, but they're married. And I just for them think that. We don't like it, but I saw them live. So people have actually done it. More than you think. Or them a cousin and them there. So she probably look at, she's probably been around these situations, I don't know. And she's looking at it like there's a possibility that it could happen for her as well. But I'm saying, with all the men in the world though, and all the choices you have, your mother's brother, how could that even work? How could that even work? And then you're willing to go all the way to what? You're gonna have, so say you have a child for this man. You got one picnic for your mother, brother. So what's the relation of that child to your mom? So that child has an uncle daddy, a uncle daddy that, right? He's your uncle and he's your father. Damn. You know what? I would hate to be born into that situation where I have to call my uncle my father, and everybody knows that that's my mom's brother, but it's also my dad. Like, you even setting up the doggone kid for failure. LA Zionist says, tell even more horrible story because she caught. It's all set up, and she and he both clearly see the edge. So you think he sees it? You think he knows? Do you think he's partaking and he's playing into it? Or you think the man try avoid something? Or you think he is oblivious? I don't think he's oblivious. I think he knows what's going on. I think he's trying to wiggle his way away from it without dealing with it. Pauline Graham says he should tell his wife, and then the two of them should confront her. That way, she is left in no doubt that no secret between them. She could get man in trouble. She is that kind. But you heard what she said about his wife, though. So how does she tell? I mean, yeah, because you're not supposed to keep secrets from your wife, right? Especially something like that. So first things first, tell wifey. But then when you tell wifey, is wifey level-headed? Is wifey gonna blow it up and everybody find out before you could even settle it with her? How can he be oblivious? I feel for him, actually. He's in worse danger than she. Exactly. Exactly. You could just see this blowing up, don't it? Somebody find out something, I want to expose something, and then she's trying to save her face. So she says, well, it's him. He's the one that's always making advances towards me. And then people are going to look on you and say, but your niece that will grow up around you. So how long have you been doing this? Next thing you know, you're Chester the molester, you are the molesting uncle, you are like, this could go really, really, really bad for him. This could go really, really bad for him. All because she is at that place and time in her life where she wants this kind of a thrill. I don't know what kind of thrill you're supposed to get out of something like this. Tony Ann says she needs to stop and go seek help. Do you think therapy? Steve Rudolph Jr. says, do you think therapy will work for her or excommunication? People talk about therapy as if therapy is just readily available to everybody. It's not. People have to have resources to get therapy. That's the reason why so many children witness so many traumatizing events in Jamaica, and then they have to just grow up and process it out as they grow. Some of them come up to be violent people as well. Maybe not violent as in they go out in the streets and kill people, but violent within their personal relationship, where they start beating a partner, or, you know, to get her to do something, you have to beat her, or beat her if she don't do what you say to do her. them kind of something that, so ain't no therapy. Ain't no therapy unless she can afford therapy. So I don't know if she have the resources to, you know, go for therapy and all these things. I don't know if she have them kind of resources there, but I would think that some kind of therapy, so some kind of anything would help. Talking therapy comes in many forms though, right? It could be talking to an elder, it could be talking to somebody who you view as more wiser, probably because they're older, lived a bit longer, know more than what you know, them kind of something that I think she just needs to get it out of her head. But this is something that obviously she said she's always been attracted. So she had this in her head for a long time. She's been fantasizing about this uncle for a long time, about being with this uncle for a long time. If he thinks it's illness, he got to call it before the table turn, is what L.A. Zionist said. If he thinks it's illness. Darlene Walter Riley says, imagine how many other men she went after. Yeah, I mean, if you're brave enough to go after your uncle, you're probably even a promiscuous person in real life. Something like that. No limits. Some people have no boundaries, you know. Some people have no boundaries, no limits. Some people are freaky and dirty, and that's their meds. And they throw their net out, and whatever the net really in, whatever is in that net is what's for dinner. So she a throw out her net. If her uncle come in, him can get it too. Maybe if a cousin come in, him get it too. Yeah, she don't have no limits. Some people don't have no limits. Some people just go. Someone upon here right now probably like that. No limits, but you won't speak about it. I like the part at the end where she says, don't judge too harshly. Hold on, let me open this bag. Okay. At the end, she said, or should I just leave it? I know the idea of family being with each other is that in that way is taboo to many, but I honestly see no problem with it. Only she honestly sees no problem with it. She let me know, so she see no problem with it. So what can I tell you then? If that it's wrong, you see no problem with it. She honestly sees no problem with it. Only the problem that others would make it out to be. That's us. We would make it out to be a problem. So she only see a problem with us and how we would make it out to be, or other family members, if they found out, would make it out to be. I know we would never be a real couple, but I think we can have something. Like you always say, SouFlo, leave your comments and tell what you think about this one. I left my comment for sure. And then our name, I left out our name, but please don't say mine, I won't say your name. And tell the audience, tell your audience not to judge too harshly, because some of them are in the same boat I am in. They just won't talk about it. Peace. You know, one time people are the nastiness, they always think that everybody does this. They just don't talk about it. When people are doing inappropriate behaviors, nasty behaviors, they really be thinking everybody else does this, but they just don't talk about it. That's the kind of stuff people tell themselves to convince themselves that what they're doing is okay. I am here to tell you, my girl, that no, most of we don't do it. And most of us are going to find it ill. Most of us are going to find it ill. Maybe one or two out there do it and don't want to talk about it. And she's right, but not most of us. Tony and Campbell Brown says, is she alone in our banana boat? Sorry. Nobody know in a boat there with you. Darky35 says, we don't like it, girl. Christine Walk says, maybe he could try and catch her out with voice recording or video to prove he is innocent. He could definitely keep a record of her inappropriate behavior. But that's the thing. Galaxy, manners and respect, and thank you. People who do it is sick and delusional. That's what Galaxy said. People who do that are sick and delusional. And I have to agree to some level. I have to agree to some level. She alone in our banana boat. Maybe he could do voice recordings and catch her with videos. She said she sent him stuff on WhatsApp, right? And he never responds. Maybe the man wife have access to his phone. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Are you sending it from your phone? And him don't recognize your number or something? I don't know. Some people want to live like animals. You know, my grandfather raised pigs. And I used to see the female pig give birth, and she give birth to a whole bunch of babies, right? A whole bunch of little piglets. And then they would actually say, yes, this is a good sow. This is a good sow. She bring about a good litter. She have 12 one time on them thing there. Then they would take one of the sons and raise the son and then make back the son. Because the son born, I would say now, how them call it, dominant, son of some big cojones. And them I say, yeah, that one here look, that boy look like him can, you know? And I see them do it with rabbits, and I see them do it with animals. Crossbreed the animal, the mother back to the son and get a whole heap all time, and y'all sell pig. So y'all breed pig and sell pig. And they do it. But some people want to live that life like it's you can do it too. I don't know, whatever works for you, but it just doesn't sound right for me. It don't sound right to me at all. Really? What if there is children from that relationship? Yeah, that's what I just said. What is that child going to call him? Uncle Daddy? And then call your mother what? That would be the child's grandmother, right? Grandmother, auntie. Or, yeah, that grandmother, aunt. She's your auntie, but she's also your grandmother. And he's your uncle, but he's also your daddy. Like, that child is frigged up from day one. That child is messed up from day one. Or you're never going to tell this child the truth. Not to mention defects. The slave master was doing it too. And that is one of the things. Thank you. Who said that? Let me see that name there again. Sir Alfred Benjamin said the slave masters were doing it too. Yes, that is what they used to do to us as well. And you know what? Matter of fact, it is said that it is the reason for mental issues among our people because of the inbreeding. They used to breed us. Like, remember, we weren't considered humans. So they used to literally take a mother, right? And take our son and wait till our son big enough. And then this would be a strapping buck. And this strapping buck right here should give us other big, dark, 6 foot, 4 inches tall, broad-shouldered bucks. And breed them back with him own mother, breed them back with him sister them. And we were forced to do this, and we were beaten when we didn't comply with this until we complied with it. So it's not strange to see that this behavior still carries over, just like the whole beating for everything still carries over in the culture. There's a lot of stuff that went on to us, traumatized people through those years of experiences that have been handed down. Certain practices have been handed down, and this is one of them. This is definitely one of them. So today I talk about animals and we crossbreed the animal, forgetting that the slave master did it to us for a long time. A long time. We up on the island of Jamaica and we say, yo, that you look just like you in a Souflo. Who's to tell? Who's to tell? Remember they used to take like the mom and ship her off to our next plantation? Sell her to Mr. So-and-so, and Mr. So-and-so would breed her again with other, and they would take the buck or the male, which they call a buck, ship him off to different plantation. Yo, you got a good breeder there. How much you want for him? My buck's not for sale. My buck's producing really lovely for my plantation. I'll double the price. Okay. And they would take that buck, breed them all over the place. him sister on the next plantation, breachy. So enough of we inbred. Oh, Rich Dean Thomas says, laugh out loud, pure madness in a school. Me sorry for them picnic. Children there, and you know how we are, especially Jamaican children. You think Jamaican adults funny when you go for conversation time and give jokes? Be around some Jamaican kids and make them find out, say, your uncle or your father. Make them find out, say, your grandmother is actually your mother's mother. Your grandmother is also your aunt. And you're done. You're done. You would be that child would be the butt of jokes, he or she, for their entire life until they got out of that community. But bigger than all that though, it just nasty. It's just nasty. I just think it's nasty. All right. Another person wrote me, and this person I can say their name. Let me see. So I got this from somebody named Horatio Bennett yesterday. Now, Horatio, I haven't checked my Gmail in a while. I went away to Jamaica for a week, and I came back, and it's like 500 and something emails in there the last time I checked. So give me some time. This weekend, I will sit down and I will go through my email and I will answer not just only you, but whoever else I need to answer. Because people probably have said, and my business phone is null and void. It got crushed. No, I'm about to talk about how it got crushed, but it got crushed. So, and I haven't bought another business phone. So I haven't checked the WhatsApp chat room in about 2 weeks now. And I haven't been on WhatsApp where you guys usually contact me at. And I haven't checked my mail, my Gmail. But he says, dude, it took me like eternity to find an email address for you. For those of you who are wondering, my name, my number, my mailing address for my P.O. box, and my email address are all on the banner for the SouFlo TV channel. Public information, so it's not hard to find. Anyways, thanks for the great work you're doing, and I appreciate and encourage you to keep being real as you already are. A week ago, you did a commentary and a discussion on a lady whose husband seemed to be challenged with his sexuality. I went through the same thing 12 years ago, and people really do not understand what a man goes through when his sexual performance is in question, especially a Jamaican. After prostate surgery, I was afraid to even go to bed because of the fear of my wife finding out that I really was incapable of performing. The whole episode is documented in our book. So they have a book out. The whole episode is documented in our book. And the book is called In Search of an Orgasm. I'm going to put all their information in the comment section and pin it so you can go find them. Just scroll back to the first comment when I'm done with this video and I'm editing. So you can scroll back to the first comment. I will pin it there, their information, so you can go find them book, find their website, and all this other stuff. The whole episode is documented in our book, which is called In Search of an Orgasm, the wild and crazy things people do to achieve one. This is the documentation of the epic journey my wife and I took when we discovered I might not be able to have sex again. It is all written in the book, which I want to make available to every man, especially we of African descent. The book is available on my website, and the website is www.bentoshbooks.org. The book is available for $12.99, but I am giving away 25 ebooks to your first 25 viewers who request one. First, I do need you to look at the book to determine if it's worth any value to your viewers. I would like to mail you a physical book if you send me an address. Thank you for your service and big up respectfully, Horatio M. Bennett. I won't give out his number or their number because I don't know if they want me to give their number out or this is just for me to contact them personally. So even when I came back from Jamaica, my P.O. box was, you have to pay for the P.O. box. So apparently the payment was due and I wasn't here and I didn't remember it. But I got a notification in the mail that says I have to go pay it. So I will go pay that today to keep the P.O. box open and going. And then I will contact this brother and I will get a physical copy of this book from him. But in the meantime, he wants to know if this is something worthy of giving to my audience. And I think it is. I think you need to read this book up. www.bentashbooks.org. And the name of the book is In Search of an Orgasm, the wild and crazy things people do to achieve one. Now, let's talk about this real quick because we have, what, about 14 more minutes to this. I always say this. Life is funny. And when you're looking for a partner, you see that them wedding vows that say in sickness and in health, till death do us part kind of thing. You want to hope that you met someone and married someone that is actually going to honor that in sickness and in health. Because a lot of relationships are built on sex and how good the sex is. And them something there. But that fades along with everything else that fades. You understand? And it is the normal, natural human process for everything to break down and disintegrate all the way till death takes over. Somebody say you're dying at the moment you were born. It took me years to understand that. But I do now. Because as you're aging, so you're getting older and you think you're getting stronger and better. Yes, that's the climax, right? You go through your 20s and your 30s, your strongest years, your 40s and your 50s, and you keep yourself up and good and in order and into your 60s and you're living and then boom, you start to hit the decline. And the decline ends in death, as all men and women will die. See? But everything goes with it as well. So this is something that we don't normally talk about too much within our community space. So you have a woman cut from man start develop certain kind of issues with himself and his body and it starts disintegrating. She not thinking, oh, I love you so much. You are lucky. You're lucky to have one that's going to be like, yeah, and I'm working through all this too. Through sickness and in health till death do us part. So all when the body pop down and it don't work no more, I'm still going to be here. Hey, babe, we're going to find other ways we can explore, but let's get through this together first and get you up to being healthy. Make sure that this thing is doesn't turn into full-blown cancer, take over your whole body and you're dead and I'm left without a husband. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get to that place in your relationship where sex doesn't matter. If you're talking about life, living together for life, y'all talk about marriage. Sometimes when people talk about them ready to get married and them want to get married, and I know the people and I know their mentality, their mind state, and their lifestyle, I'm like, no, you're not ready. You're not ready. Because you're approaching it thinking everything is going to be just the way it is all the years you're married. And it's not. And worse, sometimes it ends very quickly. That whole joyous moment of, and you find out, all the time. Find out, all the time. That can end very quickly. In some cases, it ends very quickly. 1 year into a marriage, 2 years into a marriage, diagnosed with something don't work no more, treatment, kill it. So it's either your sexual prowess or your life. A man decides, and many men will say, Lord, if my something stop work, just kill me. Me dead. Me no want there no more. Because me can't see. What me have to do? Right? But guess what? When you're faced with that, really, you start to realize how precious life is. Because you're like, take it. Take it. If that me have to do for survive, to live, take it. Because I'm not done live yet. And I want to live longer. I want to live to see my children grow. I want to live to see them go off and be independent on their own, doing well. And I want to be here to be able to do everything I can help to facilitate that, to make them have a better life and all these things. I haven't reached that point yet. So I'm not ready to go. I saw you start talk when it take you. But before that is, we used to say it in the infantry, like when we go on a deployment, we used to say, yo, if my junk get blown off, leave me out there. Leave me out there. Let the enemy kill me. Leave me out there, because there's no sense in bringing me back home and my junk is shot off. See? And we used to say it seriously. Looking back now, I must have been just young and dumb and full of you know what. And definitely was only thinking with my you know what. Because now looking back, nah, bring me back, please. I want to live. I want to live. My children are small. They're going to be without a dad. My children don't care about what my junk does or what I do with my junk and how good I am with it, if me good with it. That don't matter to my kids. My presence matters to them. So, boy, life is different. And I gave a story in another video before where I spoke about a woman that I know that was with a man for mad years, and then he got ill. And the same kind of situation took him, and him junk stopped work. And she would like walk around and talk about how him pop down and him thing now work no more and all that. And she find young boy I deal with it. Young boy that's younger than her, I deal with it and all these things. And she ended up leaving that brother for young boy. What ended up happening is years later, few short years later, he overcame his issues. Right? I mean, I know if him thing work no more or not, but I know that he's cancer free. So he overcame his issues, went through his treatment, and he's good. He's living. And she got cancer. And her cancer ended up taking her life. You know what I'm saying? So even when you're approaching the relationship, say as a marriage or potential marriage relationship, you have to look at it like people are selfish. Some people want you to stay with them throughout life, and they want you to honor sickness and in health till death do us part. But if anything happened to you, then cut gone left you. No, me can't do that. Me can't live without body. Me gone. Me sorry, I can't do it. Gotta figure forgive me. Me gone. And cut. It's funny because I saw this comment section. I go through the comment section. It was one of Jamaican papers. Maybe it's the Star, because the Star always bring, the Star is like a tabloid, but it also brings news. So maybe I did the Star. I'm not too sure, or an Observer, but one of them. It was a kind of a similar situation, and the amount of comments in the comment section where the Jamaican women were like, some of them say, well, that to sign up for is marriage, so you're gonna have to work with him, find other ways to help yourself, or you know what I'm saying, buy you some toys or do something. But it was an overwhelming amount that said, me sorry, me a cut. I can't deal with that. Me too young, and me, I'm not getting me, no, me gone. And honestly, either that or you're gonna have to accept the fact that I am going to be cheating on you. Because your junk stop work. Never mind, he was fighting cancer. Cancer of the prostate, which is usually a killer. If not detected early, in its early stages, it's very treatable. I encourage my brothers too to go get your prostate exams done. Right? And if you're afraid or somebody them give a diagnosis, get a second opinion. Don't just jump into treatment. Get a second opinion. Because you know they have that whole, a lot of black men have been misdiagnosed and put through the whole treatment when that's not what they had in the first place. So you have to be careful out here, but at the same time, it is something that's very treatable once it's caught early. But enough of them women that say, me gone, can't work with it. It don't work, me can't work with it. I'm cutting. Now in real life, that's a lot to ask. I mean, let's take serious thing, make joke. in real life, that's a lot to ask. Hey, Magic Mike said, can't waist up, you better start face up. Alright. Sometimes that's not enough, brother. Because you can't only face up for so long before she want the waist up. You see it? So it's her. It's gonna come down to her and the kind of woman she is and the kind of strength she has, the inner strength that she has. Guys, I gotta take inner strength for her to just give up body for the rest of her life. So, or wait till you come around. And what if you never do? And what's your treatment that take years? And your process of getting back to anything normal is taking years. That's a lot to ask. Me go up on deployment for 1 year and me come back and almost everybody get born. So married and girlfriend and not married yet. Me go up on deployment already. My shortest deployment was 1 year. My longest deployment was 18 months. Me go up on deployment already. And when me come back, almost everybody get a slice of bun. Some people get the whole bun. Dry bun, no cheese. Right? So don't think people are gonna don't think people are gonna be waiting around for you for life. They might say that to your face. They might say that to your face. But there are some things in life that people will risk life and limb for. We've seen it. We've seen it. That brother they no same wife will mash up everything. Everything. But him still gone to do him though. That girl they know say her man is a mad somebody. We kill all the boys and find him and kill she too. She still risk it to go get it. So people risk their lives for this. For the gratification that comes to a good sexual encounter. Them risk them life feet. So who's you that they're gonna stay with you for life and you're something to work no more? So you better be glad. That's why you gotta be good at the character, at discerning a character. It's early on in a relationship you can see it. They give you that vibe. I'm not your forever type of person. I'm here for the ride once things are good. I might still be on board the ship if the waves get a little bit rocky. But remember, I have seasickness. So you see if the waves start rock the boat too much, I'm jumping off to a rescue boat. Me not stay around too long. People tell you from the beginning. And a lot of people miss all that and still go marry them anyway. And then when trouble take you, real life trouble take you, because trouble is going to take all of in life in the people. So when real life trouble take you now, and it comes to your health and the thing pop down and it now work and them cut by you saw it from a long time ago. You just never want to accept that. That's the kind of person that is. Now you go put on a ring man and talk about forever. Now notice that the person was forever and ring, and they're the kind of people who, if something will happen to them, they definitely want you to stick around for them. But if it happened to you, them are cut. Them are cut. I'll never forget the soldier came home and there was a young soldier that he lost one leg. He had just graduated high school, just joined the army, came to my unit. We went off to our first deployment. He lost a leg. I would say within the first 2 weeks of him being back, because he came back from deployment before we did, because of course it's a medical emergency. You get flown into Landstuhl in Germany, and then from there you get flown to Walter Reed. It's a traumatic injury, right? And you do your rehab and everything. That's all. My boy wife cut, and she told us, she said, I know it would break his heart to see me walking out like this. They were young. I know it would break his heart to see me walking out like this, but I prefer to walk out like this than to stay and be dishonest. And it was his leg. His leg. And just for the man lose one leg, she cut. But I bet you she the type, right, that if she lost a leg, she would want him to stay. And she would even ridicule him and say, oh, he's superficial. Oh, he left because I lost a leg. Oh, well, let him go. But, well, we encouraged him the same way. Let her go, brother. Let her go do her business. Kai, you coming in, Papa? Kai's coming in right on time to let me know, say, you are at the top of the hour, Dad. But yeah, it happens. It happens, you know what I'm saying? And I just saw life go. So to that female in the beginning, I talked about her uncle and she like and all that. Burn it off. And uncle, you burn it off too. And when we say burn it off, we mean catch it on fire, burn it, make it disintegrate, leave earth, leave your mind space, don't deal with it. And check out the information below, which I will leave in the comment section about this book from this person that contacted me. All right, big up on yourself. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend. Try get some physical stuff in. Wife has been getting up and working out early morning. So she'll work on her thing. And I just started working on mine too, which makes me very tired and sore because I haven't worked out in over a year. So I'm well out of shape. But I'm about to whip it back into shape. All right? I suggest you do the same. Get out and go get some sun. And surround yourself with people that love you and people that really care about you. And if you can't do all that, or if you're not too sure, then it's okay to be alone by yourself. Learn to know you. Learn to love you. See? Big up on yourself. Papa, you want to come tell them bye? Come tell them bye. Get in the peace sign and say, next time you see me, I won't have no hair because I keep pulling out my hair. So my dad's going to have to cut my hair off.
Peace.
Say peace. Oh, mommy. Mommy, you want to come say hi? Come say hi. Y'all see my daughter?
I have to work out with her.
Y'all sure, babe?
I'm tired.
Let me grab your sister.
That's what I'm doing.
Bring her, come on. I don't know why my light was dark this morning. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, my little? Hey, mama. Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, princess. This is what we doing. Aww. You rip off my mic, mommy. You want to go back to mommy? You say bye? Say bye. 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 I want to say wife, I should have write this one. I love you. All right, people. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace. Get on the peace sign, Pop. Oh, deuces. Yeah.